So Michelle Odinet, the racist judge from Lafayette, has been suspended. Yes, we ended racism. Welcome to Escaping the Echo Chamber. If you don't know the story about Michelle Odinet, judge from Lafayette, in fact, she was just elected last year. Last year, she was elected to the bench, and she's been caught on tape using the N-word in relation to a break-in into her vehicle by her home. Apparently, her sons and her family, they're together, they're watching surveillance video of what happened, and they're referring to the black suspect by the N-word several times. And it appears that even during the incident, like the reference to the N-word was in reference to stuff she was saying during the incident. But it's on tape. Her face isn't on tape. It's her voice. It's her son's voice, because he says, hey, mom's like, she's saying the N-word, N-word. And then she goes, yeah, yeah. And she says, yeah, he's like a roach. She repeats her use of the N-word, apparently, and then calls the dude, he's like a roach. A lot of people are like, oh, this is outrageous. This cannot stand. She has to be removed. And for now, she's been suspended. The Judiciary Council is looking into it. And yeah, it's clear this woman in a robe is a problem. But there's a bigger picture here. There's a bigger picture that so many people are missing. There's a bigger picture. Okay, what's the bigger picture? You see, the problem is she's one judge. One judge. One judge. You're lucky just to get just one judge. Number one, the fact that we know this is a fluke. It's a fluke. They're in her home. They're talking, she's amongst family, using this language. Somebody's recording for some reason. Okay, they're recording themselves. They're recording the tape being reviewed. Cool. How this tape got to the media is the question. That's the question that's on my mind, because I want to know who released it to the media and why. Why? You may be saying, it doesn't matter why. Yes, it does. It absolutely matters, because has it been released to the media because the person who released it was just so outraged and so offended and just so, oh, this is disgusting, she has to be held accountable? Or was this released to the media because somebody had a gripe, somebody had a beef, somebody says, I can't stand that. Ooh, I got her now. It matters. It matters greatly, because if it's the first thing, then okay, hooray for the good guys, right? You've got somebody whose conscience was offended and aggrieved by the clearly racist attitudes that she has and harbors, and they said this needs to be made public. Or just like Democrats always do, somebody saw an enemy. Somebody saw somebody that they didn't like and had a beef with and decided to use this as a weapon against them. Because the bigger picture is, like I said, she is one judge. And we wouldn't have known it unless she happened to have this event was recorded and then given to somebody who had a reason to release it to the public. There were several things that had to fall into place for us to know that this occurred. How many times are these conditions not being met? How many times do these racist people in positions of power not sit around with their families and record themselves making racist statements and then sharing those recordings with people who have an issue with them or people who don't share the same beliefs as them? How many times? Because it seems very likely that a lot of times people aren't going to just be happening to be recording themselves saying the most racist stuff possible and then say, hey, I know you're not a racist, but here, look what I got. Oh yeah, I know you don't like me. Here, take a look at what I've recorded myself doing. I'm just going to walk away so you can share that with whoever you want to, and I'll be back in a few minutes. This does not change the bigger picture. This is a snapshot of what's really going on beneath the surface. And It speaks to all of the idiots out there who pretend, oh, racism is over. Oh, get over slavery. Like just this past week, there's been this huge discussion on Twitter where you've got these people who are auditioning for the Candace Owens, Brandon Tatum team, and they're trying to pretend that, why are y'all so obsessed with race? As if the last several hundred years didn't happen, and as if racism at the highest levels of power, of business, of this society, aren't still permeated with racist individuals who have an enormous amount of power over people's lives. But this is just one judge. How many other judges out there? How many other prosecutors out there? How many other politicians, lawmakers out there aren't recording themselves using this type of language and exposing themselves? You see, she can get taken off the bench, she can get put out to pasture, and it doesn't change the fact that there's still this enormous black market of racism, of people who will not publicly say it, of people who will not just reveal that information to the world. Oh, by the way, I'm a raging racist, but who will use their power, use their positions to wreak havoc on the people that they despise and don't think are worthy of dignity and respect. There's a bigger picture. As always, don't forget to give me the thumbs up, like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. And if you disagree and you say, no, racism is over. Didn't you hear the Civil Rights Act of 64 was passed and that ended racism? Because after that, everyone just said, this racist stuff is out of style. You can feel free to give me the thumbs down. I'll see you next time.